Enchanted Tiki Talk is brought to you by Kingdom Strollers. Our premium stroller and crib rentals are delivered straight to your Disney or Orlando area resort. It couldn't be easier. Book yours at kingdomstrollers.com. And Mouse Pros. Let our travel specialist plan your next vacation. Our concierge level service gives you the perfect hassle-free vacation. Get your free quote from Sean or any of our magical agents at mousepros.com. And Mickey Monthly, the Disney fans' monthly subscription box that brings the magic right to your door. Visit them at mickeymonthly.com. And now, it's show time!
Vahidi me kyoni mana, ladies and gentlemen, no flashbulbs, please. Our performers are temperamental and easily upset. Thank you for your cooperation.
Oh, look at all the people.
My goodness, you're all staring at us. We better start the show rolling.
Wait, we forgot to wake up the Glee Club.
This is episode 241 for the week of June 3rd, 2018.
Hello everybody and welcome to this week's episode of Enchanted Tiki Hut. On this week's show, Matt and Keith are not able to make it. I know that Keith was helping somebody, Matt was helping somebody to move, and Keith, as of 4 o'clock today, said he was going home to sleep off a migraine, and now it's 9 o'clock. I guess he went to bed for the night. We haven't heard back from him, so I'm sure he'll be back on a future episode when he wakes up. He's like Sleeping Beauty, so... So with that, we brought on two friends of the show. One, Lauren. Say hi, Lauren.
Hi there.
And two, Justine. Say hello, Justine.
Hello.
Now, Lauren, where do you live?
I am in Metro Detroit, up in Michigan. Okay. We actually live just north, about an hour from Detroit. Okay.
So have you ever driven to Disney from there?
I've driven with 80 high school students down to on a bus. So yes, I have made that drive. I haven't been the driver, but I've been on the vehicle.
But that's a hike.
That is a hike, yeah. About 24 hours, 22 to 24 hours.
That's long. Because Justine, she's from New Jersey, as am I, and that's around 18 to 20 hour ride. If you want to go a little fast, you can do it.
I did it once as a little kid. With my family, but I'm good. I'll fly now.
Yeah, it's a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So, Lauren, why don't you tell everybody out there a little bit about yourself and your love of Disney?
Sure. I fell in love with Disney back when I was a little kid on one of the Disney Channel preview weekends on cable, when that used to be a thing. And I remember seeing behind like an introduction to Walt Disney World, and remember telling my parents, "Oh, I really, really want to go." And life happened, and we planned to go, and then life happened, and we got postponed. And I eventually went to Disney for the first time when I was 16, and it was during the Millennium Celebration at Epcot. And I remember just falling in love with everything, with Illuminations and with the Tapestry of Nations parade, and seeing the Magic Kingdom for the first time. And I've been hooked ever since.
Yeah, that was like, I remember that parade. I loved that parade. It was so much fun. And that was back when you can actually walk down the paths of Epcot. It's a lot harder now, but it was such a fun parade. The music was great. I loved it.
Yeah, it was
Still
a lot of
favorites.
fun.
Yeah, it is really good. And you just recently took your daughter at 18 months on her first trip to Disney, correct?
Yeah, we went down in January for marathon weekend. My husband and I crossed the marathon off of our bucket list and ran that for the first time, and decided to take our little baby girl for her first trip to celebrate at the same time too. So it was a really special trip. And it was our first time staying at the Polynesian, which was also a dream come true.
Oh, I love the Poly.
Yeah,
Very
it was
nice.
awesome.
And what was her first ride?
Her first ride, we went to Animal Kingdom for the first day that we were there, and her first ride, I think, was the safari, if I remember right.
Okay, that's a good one.
Oh, we got some great pictures of her looking at all of the animals, and it was really chilly down in January. It was actually really cold when we were down there for marathon weekend. So all the animals were out, and we had animals that were literally right next to the car. It was awesome.
Nice. Justine, I know you've been a long time listener. I know that we, myself, Keith, and Alan met you back at Comic-Con in New York City, and this is actually your second appearance on the show.
Yeah, I did one of the
Perch Talks
question things.
Yes. So welcome back onto a full episode.
An official one.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for meeting up back in Comic-Con way back when. But why don't you tell everybody out there about yourself and your love of Disney?
I started going to Disney as a little kid with my family, but my favorite thing was like the Ninja Turtles. That when we first went the first time, that's all I wanted to see were the Ninja Turtles at what was it then?
MGM.
And then I kind of had a break during like my teenage years. We didn't go a lot, and then 10 years ago, family got DVC, and they invited us to go with them, and I got to bring my fiance Dan for the first time, and we've been going every year ever since, and we love it. We go almost twice a year, and it's great.
And you stayed somewhere where many people would love to stay. The new cabin is at Wilderness Lodge. Tell us about it.
Yep, I just got back last week. It was amazing. They were so cool. It was my first time staying at the Wilderness Lodge in general, which was really nice. I really, really liked it. But the cabin was amazing. It's absolutely ridiculous. This is the only way to explain it. It's like your own little house.
Did you take advantage of the hot tub?
We did. We had a very rainy trip, so we used it a lot at night to like soak our tired feet, and we'd listen to the fireworks. My favorite part of it was that out on the back porch, there's a speaker that plays the background loop all day.
Oh, really?
And then at night it plays the fireworks music. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I didn't know
that was my favorite part of the whole thing.
Oh, cool.
It's very cool.
Did you find it hard leaving the room to go to the parks?
I love the parks, but we did make extra time. We would go to the parks later in the day, come home, and relax.
Nice.
It was really nice.
I love how you said home too.
Yep. Home. It's going to be really hard going back and not staying there.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, what does it start at, like 89 points a night or something along those lines? Or I think that's where it starts. But the average is like 126 or something. I forget.
It was worth it. We had a whole group of us, so it was nice.
All right, so with that, we will take a quick break.
Here's 20 new reasons to visit Disney World this year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Here's where to stay.
You can be right in the middle of all the Walt Disney World 20th birthday magic and stay at a spectacular Disney resort from $85 a night. Call 1-407-WDisney right now.
We are back from break here on Enchanted Tiki Talk. So this week on the show, we are going to play one of my favorite episode games here, and that is Fastpass Justpass and Standby. So I'm kind of all over the map here. As we talked before, there is no, what would you choose, Scott's underwear or anything like that on this one. So it's a little more appropriate with having some extra guests on the show. So I think I got some good ones here. I'm hoping they're good. We're going to find out. So with that, we'll start with, let's see, Justine, you're going to go first, and here's your option. You're going to tell us Fastpass, Justpass, Standby, and why. So here's your options.
Okay.
Pandora, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, or Toy Story Land. Now, 2 of those have not been open yet, but one of them will be open in a few weeks. So which one would be your, I guess, more of your like your preference going forward?
I think I'm going to have to Fastpass Star Wars Galaxy's Edge because there's no other way I'd be able to see it.
Yeah, probably at this point.
Right? And also, I think Dan would disown me if my answer wasn't Star Wars. And then I would Standby, Pandora, and I'll just pass on Toy Story.
Okay. Lauren.
I love
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I don't. That's it.
I think that I'd have to fast pass Star Wars too, because I agree. I think that that's the only way you're even going to get into that land for the next 5 years is if you have a fast pass. And I also have to agree. My husband would kill me if we didn't get to go to Star Wars and fast pass it, because Star Wars to him is like Disney World to me. So he is so excited to go and see it when it opens. So definitely have to fast pass that. I have to say, the more that I see Toy Story Land, the more I'm intrigued by it. And I'm really curious. So as much as I really enjoy Pandora, I would probably stand by Toy Story Land just for the sake of seeing what's going on and checking some of the things out that are there because it's new, and then pass on Pandora just for the time being, not because I don't love it at all, just more out of curiosity, wanting to see all of the new things that are going into the parks.
That's really good sound logic right there. That's something I didn't even think about, going that route. Go ahead, Scott.
All right, I'm going to switch it up. You guys probably can figure mine out. And hear me out for the reasoning. I'm going to fast pass Pandora. That way I can get in there and get it done since I've seen it. I'm going to stand by Star Wars Galaxy Edge so that I can spend more time and take it all in. Just from watching the construction and seeing how massive that space is, I want to spend more time there. And obviously with Standby, you're going to soak it up a little bit more. And same
don't
reason,
worry, Scott. You'll spend a lot of time there.
I will. And I'm going to pass on the Toy Story Land, again, for the same reason. I can drive down World Drive right now, and I can look into Toy Story from World Drive. So it breaks that, what do I call it, that third, whatever it is. The fact that it just kind of takes away from the theming, and just from looking at it, I know it's going to be really cool and everything, but I think it was, I don't want to say rushed, but I think there's more that could be done. But we'll see when it opens in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
I'm excited to see it, but I'm not super excited for the rides.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they look cool, but I don't think they're going to be anything like the rides in Pandora.
Yeah, they don't have that wow factor that the other two lands have.
But we're also not the age group that they're gearing for either. You have to remember that.
True.
Oh, absolutely, but that's just
All right. Next, Justine. Pop Century, Art of Animation, or Caribbean Beach?
Well, everyone likes to make fun of me because I've actually never even seen a value resort.
Never?
I'm really spoiled when it comes to Disney. No.
Never seen? Like never stepped foot on? Never looked?
I've never stepped foot. Like I've driven by like on the bus.
So you're telling me
I've never actually been like at one of the value resorts.
Has Dan ever been over to Art of Animation to take pictures?
Dan's been over to go take pictures like when it first opened, but I didn't go with him.
Oh man.
Because it was late. I was in bed.
Okay.
So what was it again?
Pop
Caribbean
Century,
Beach.
Art of Animation, and Caribbean Beach.
Okay. Was it Caribbean Beach now as it's under construction?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was going to be my question.
Okay. So then I'm going to fast pass Art of Animation. I'll stand by Pop Century because those renovated rooms actually look quite nice. And I will just pass Caribbean Beach because I'm good on the construction. And those resorts, the Moderates resorts are so big. They're overwhelming.
Yeah, especially Caribbean Beach. It's so big.
Yeah.
All right, Lauren.
I have a soft spot for Caribbean Beach because that was the resort that we stayed at for my first trip when we went down there. But I gotta say the construction would really turn me off in this case. So I think I would really agree with Justine. I think I would fast pass Art of Animation. I love that resort, and I would stand by Pop Century. That was a staple for a lot of visits when I was in college, just trying to get down there and get the cheapest room that we possibly could with a whole group of us. And then I would pass on Caribbean Beach for now, at least until the construction is done.
Okay. Scott.
I'll make it 3 for 3. I once I met my wife, we stayed at Pop Century a lot more. on our more constant visits until Art of Animation was built, and then I started to stay at that one. And Caribbean Beach, I stayed at once. It was okay. I wasn't overly impressed, but now even more so with construction, I'm fine putting that at last.
All right, Justine, 50s prime time,
Okay.
sci-fi dine-in,
Okay.
or the Rainforest Cafe.
Oof.
Which rainforest?
Okay,
It doesn't matter.
I'm going to fast pass. I'm going to fast pass sci-fi because that used to be a staple for us on our first trips with Dan. Our Hollywood Studios Day, we would always eat there for lunch, and I kind of like it, actually. I'll stand by 50s primetime because I've actually never done it, and it's just something we've never gotten to do. We always just did sci-fi, yeah. And then I'll just pass on Rainforest. So, yeah.
All right, Lauren.
I'm gonna pass on Rainforest too because it's every time I walk by there, I the anxiety level just starts building in my body is whenever I walk by one of those down there because it's just so crowded, and the other two restaurants are really, really cool. But if I had to pick which one I was going to fast pass, I would fast pass 50s primetime. It is so much fun, and the bar that is there is just fantastic. I love the decor.
Oh yeah, that bar is really good.
The bar is so much fun. The banter between all of the waiters and waitresses in that restaurant is second to none, and any waiter that harasses my husband the way that they did the last time we were there is worth their weight in gold. So I'm going to fast pass 50s primetime, and then I would stand by for sci-fi.
Scott.
I'm going to follow Lauren on this one. 50s primetime has a special place in my heart. I remember the first two trips as a child going to Disney with my family. There's some of the most vivid memories I have of those trips were how my dad was treated and everything that we did in that. My brother's getting put in timeout and having to be a little teapot. I've only done sci-fi once. Don't remember a whole lot about the food or anything else, so it's fine. And I'm going to agree with Rainforest because, yeah.
Yeah, the 50s primetime, I just wish the menu, I understand where the concept of the whole menu comes from, but
right.
There really is nothing on the menu that I would really, really want, to be honest.
Yeah, that's how I kind of always felt about it. We do the tune-in lounge all the time. We always stop in there, and Dan always gets a milkshake.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And we hang out in there for a while.
Yeah, so that's
Christmas,
nice
it's always fun. I love the tree in there at Christmas time. They have that like tinsel tree.
Right. I'll have to check that
out.
The
fried chicken in there. I still dream about the fried chicken in the 50s primetime cafe. It is so good. Yes, it is fantastic.
All right, next one. Flight of Passage, Star Tours, or Soarin'? Justine,
is it old Soarin' or new Soarin'?
It could be whatever Soarin' makes you happy.
If it is old Soaring over California, I will fast pass that forever. I miss it so much. I love the music. I still listen to it all the time.
Yep.
So I will fast pass Old Soaring. I will stand by for Flights of Passage because I've done it once. I could do it again. And I will, I forgot the third one, but I'm already passing on it.
Yeah,
Star Tours.
I'm tweeting Dan right now about that.
Star Tours.
Yep, Dan knows now.
No, Dan knows. Every time we go on Star Tours together, I swear we always get the same video. It's always Jar Jar.
Uh-huh.
Every time. Every time.
Right. Laura, let me hear what you have.
All right. I would fast pass Flights of Passage. I thought that was unbelievable when we were there in January to ride it for the first time. I will say my only gripe was that I was wearing glasses instead of contacts that day. So wearing the 3D glasses over my regular glasses was distracting. So the next time I go, I want to try wearing contacts with it because I bet that the experience is that much more seamless. But
I'm sure.
I would still fast pass Flights of Passage because it was really, really awesome. And I would stand by for Soarin', and I would pass up Star Tours because I cannot ride Star Tours. Star Tours makes me sick. So
Does it?
that would be That would be an easy one for me to pass. Yeah, unfortunately. I love Star Wars and I love the story and the premise, but there's something about the motion simulator and that ride that does not work with my senses. So
yeah, I'm pretty bad on Flight of Passage. Star Tours gets me a little bit. So the screen-based things, it's real tough for me. Yeah.
I'm surprised Flights of Passage is worse than Star Tours for you.
Right.
Yeah, well, I have a problem with, like, if I play like a first-person shooter video game, I can't do it for more than 5-10 minutes. If I do, I get really sick. Like my stomach hurts so bad. So that's kind of like the whole thing is the first-person perspective that gives me a hard time. Scott,
I'm going to Fastpass Flight of Passage. And I'm going to keep this in the current state of the attractions. Otherwise, I'd probably change it and go more with Justine on this one. I'm going to Standby Star Tours. And I'm going to have to just pass on Soarin' just because it's so disappointing to see with the new one, if you're not in the exact center of the theater, how curved and distorted and everything else that attraction is. And
yeah,
I loved Soarin' 1.0, so it was sad to see that change. I mean, I think if the new one was done properly and everything else, I would appreciate it a little more. It's just hard to look past all the CGI and distortions on it.
And the crooked Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
How could they not have fixed that?
It kills me.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. This one we're going to start off with Scott on this one, because this one I'm really interested in. So here we go. Prince Charming, Prince Eric, or Aladdin?
Wow.
Said there was a good one in there.
I will
thinking.
Yep.
Fast pass Prince Eric only because I love the water. So if I want to go visit the in-laws, I have to go to the water, which I'm fine with. Prince Charming and Aladdin.
Yes.
I will stand by Aladdin just because of the royalty that comes with the Jasmine side of that one. And I like the fact of how real Aladdin is. And Prince Charming, nope, can't deal with the evil stepsister. So we'll pass for him.
All right.
I hope I answered that correctly for you.
I don't know what the correct answer is for this one. All right.
Is it me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to fast pass Aladdin because it's Aladdin. And I think that was my favorite movie when I was younger. I'll stand by Prince Eric because Little Mermaid also is really good. And I'll just pass Prince Charming. He's a little too old.
Poor Prince Charming. Lauren, are you going to give Prince Charming any love?
I gotta tell you, I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm kind of siding along with Scott on this one. And again, yeah, for better or for worse, I would fast pass Prince Eric, and I would stand by Aladdin, although they would be pretty close in my book. And unfortunately, Prince Charming, not so much. I would just pass.
So he's not very charming, is he?
Not as much.
He just didn't get enough screen time.
No, that's true.
That too, yeah.
All right, next one. Dumbo, Carousel, or the Teacups?
Dumbo, Carousel, or the Teacups. Okay, I will fast pass Dumbo because it's a classic. And Dumbo at night is amazing.
Yes, it is.
I will stand by the Carousel of Progress.
Nope. I'm sorry. It should be Prince Charming's Royal Carousel. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Carousel. What was the third one? Yeah.
Dumbo. Yeah. Dumbo. Prince Charming's Carousel.
Dumbo, the Carousel. Okay, so I will stand by the Carousel still. It's right in the middle. It's fun every once in a while. Can't wait for it to be finished. It's such an eyesore the way it's covered up right now. Right. It's blocking the back of the castle. And I will just pass on the teacups because it gets you dizzy.
True.
Yeah, I think I would go with Justine. I have some really fond memories of riding both Dumbo and the carousel with our baby girl this past January, and I'm trying to figure out which one I would fast pass, and I think I'd have to go with Dumbo, even though she didn't enjoy it as much when we were actually on it. But I think it had more to do with the poopy diaper than it did with the actual ride. So I think I would go with Dumbo too, just because it is a classic, and we got some really sweet pictures on it too. So fast pass Dumbo and Standby for the carousel, and just pass on the teacups until she gets a little bit older.
That's how I would go as well on that one, without a doubt.
I think it would change if back in November the four of us went on teacups like we were wanting to.
We just ran out of time, luckily.
I know. Luckily. We were going to get you sick.
Yeah. That thing would not have spun with all the four of us in that, though.
No, but it would have made the best photo op.
Yeah, it would have.
I'm going to do the
same. That would have been impressive if you could fit 4 adults in a teacup.
Yeah, so even if we could fit, it would have been one thing. Yeah, same as the three of you. Dumbo, I'm going to fast pass. Had a lot of fun times with the boys on that one, and then the interactive queue as well is a lot of fun and a nice little escape for them to go and play.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Carousel's fun to watch them, and teacups. I couldn't even tell you. Well, the last time I went on it was with your son.
Oh my gosh. All right, Tomorrowland, Fantasyland, and Adventureland.
Oh, that's harder.
Oh, this one's I think this one's easy for me. I'm gonna fast pass Adventureland. The Jungle Cruise is my favorite. I love the Tiki Room. I love the Skipper Canteen. I love the background loop. My favorite little part is gone, that little view over the bridge, but they're building the Club 33 there now, but I used to love taking pictures of that little bridge area.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to Standby Fantasyland because it has Peter Pan and Small World and all that good stuff. And I'll just pass Tomorrowland because there needs to be some updating there. We went on Buzz for the first time in a couple years, and I couldn't believe how sad everything looks in there. He needs a refresh or something. But I do love the People Mover. But other than that, Tomorrowland's ready for that makeover.
Yep.
Especially, if you caught on Twitter the pictures of the new layover for the Incredibles 2?
Oh yeah, that does not look nice.
No, it doesn't.
It does not look good. Yeah.
No, I just missed it.
Yeah, if I were to go purely on nostalgia, I would probably go with Tomorrowland because it was always my favorite when I was growing up. And the People Mover was a big part of that, and Space Mountain, and just the feeling when you walked through. But you're right, it's totally sad walking through there now. Tomorrowland just needs a lot of love. And it's not what I remember it being when or having the magic that it used to once hold for me when you're walking through there. So I think this one's harder for me. I guess if I were to go in the state of affairs as they currently are, I would probably fast pass Adventureland as well. For all of the reasons Justine said, but also because of being able to get a citrus swirl and a Dole Whip in there too, because those are my favorites.
Yep.
So, I mean, you combine the treats with the attractions and the theming in Adventureland, and it's just solid. So, fast pass Adventureland, and it might be the unpopular opinion, but I think I would, at least for me personally, at the moment, if it were just me, then I would stand by Tomorrowland and then pass Fantasyland. But if I was with my girl, then I would switch it, and I would stand by Fantasyland and pass Tomorrowland.
Makes sense. I get it.
Yeah, I'm going back and forth because same exact thing is, how would I do it for me, or do I look at it as now with my family? And I'm going to do it on the family aspect on it. I'm going to say I'm going to fast pass Fantasyland, probably for one of the biggest reasons. One of the biggest is because the fact that my boys can pretty much do everything there. And we were talking before the show, the time it took for us to go through medical treatments or anything else to have Cooper, and same with what Lauren has had to go through. And the first ride we ever went on on Cooper's first trip, and he was only about 3 months old, was Journey of the Little Mermaid.
Aww.
And just seeing his reaction of being on a Disney attraction and watching him, it's something that we would do every time we go now, which, if it was just me, I wouldn't. So I'm going to have to fast pass that. For the same reason, I'm going to stand by Tomorrowland. The boys absolutely love inhaling diesel fumes. I mean, riding race cars. So between that and TTA and going on Buzz Lightyear, I'm going to have to stand by that one. And I hate to say it, we really just don't spend a lot of time in Adventureland.
That's a shame.
I know.
Take them there at night. Wait till the fall when the sun goes to sleep earlier, the winter.
Yeah.
All right. This one is my favorite one out of all of these. So pay attention to this one now.
All right.
Be a DVC member with free dues for life, an AP holder for life, or DVC with AP for life, but you only get 3 days per year. So that's, once again, you could be a DVC member for life and never pay any dues.
Okay.
You get an annual pass for the rest of your life, and you can use it anytime you want, or you get DVC with an annual pass, all dues paid for life, but you only get to use it for 3 days per year.
Okay. All right. I think I'm ready. I'm going to fast pass being a DVC member with no dues, because I technically feel like that's what I am now, because my family has the DVC and I get to go on the trip. And you get a pretty nice discount. Well, not as nice as it used to be, but you get a discount on your annual passes and stuff. So that'd be good. I will stand by the annual pass for life, because that would be amazing. And I will just pass the DVC, but only for 3 days.
Okay.
Because 3 days is not enough time. I was just there for 5, and it was barely enough.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think about the travel factor too, and I would fast pass being a DVC member with dues for life. I think for sure that's been something that I've wanted for a good 10 years or so, and we keep talking about it as a family and trying to figure out when the best time is, or if it's going to be the right fit for us. And to have it for life and have the dues covered for life, that would be incredible. So I would fast pass that for sure. And then I don't know if I would, the annual pass for life would be awesome, but not having the accommodations part of it too, along with the flight part of it, I'm trying to figure out what I would get the most bang for my buck on. And if I were to get 3 days a year with hotel and annual pass, then that would be tempting too. So I don't know. Maybe I would probably, I'd probably go with, I would stand by for the 3 days a year. If I knew that I had 3 days guaranteed a year with all expenses paid, that would be pretty awesome. And I only had to worry about plane ticket. And then I would just pass on just having the annual pass, just because of the travel distance at the moment. If we move down to Florida when we're retired, it would be a totally different story.
Right. All right. Somebody bought that one. All right. You got a nibble. Scott.
All right. So I'm going to pull the local card on this one, and this made it easy for me. I'm going to fast pass the AP for life, because DVC obviously means little to nothing to me being in the backyard. And the AP is not cheap. And as often as we go, that would be incredible. I will stand by the DVC with 3 days per year. And again, for the same reason, I would probably use the DVC. I'm assuming that means I can't go other than just 3 days in the year.
You would have to pay.
I'd have to pay for an AP.
Correct, for the rest of the year.
So in that case, I will stand by the DVC for life, because I'll either use it for staycations or I'll use it to trade and use it towards vacations elsewhere in the world. And then just pass on the DVC with 3 days because I'll still pay for my AP anyways.
Yeah, so for me, my thinking on this one would have been I was going to take the 3 days because, one, I would take advantage of that to use as like a special trip with, say, my wife or friends or something like that. And I'm going to use the points that I'm getting and I'm going to stay at like a 2 or 3 bedroom or the cabin or the poly bungalows. I'm going to take advantage of that for those 3 days. So that's my logic for that. Everything else didn't matter, but
yeah,
that's the way I would go with that. All right. Last one here. We could, let's see. All right. Last one is the Japan Pavilion, the Italy Pavilion, or the Germany Pavilion.
Japan, Italy, Germany.
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to Fastpass the Germany Pavilion. It's the prettiest. The beer garden's cool. The beer is good. The shops are the cutest. It could use a ride, though.
Yeah.
Oh, the caramel store.
Oh,
yeah, he's miming
so
at
good.
me as I'm talking.
Yep.
He's miming popcorn. I would stand by the Japan Pavilion because you could get lost in there. That store is so big.
Yep.
And that's one of our favorite spots to watch illuminations from. We Dan always has his camera, so we go up to where like the drummers usually play on the buildings, and we stand up there and watch illuminations from there all the time. And I'll just pass the Italy Pavilion, because that's really all it is. That's the only thing I think of, obviously. Yeah, that's all I think of in there because the stores there are okay. And actually, I've never tried the other 2 restaurants that are there. But we do go to Via Napoli a lot because our families, they're big Via Napoli fans, which is nice, but it's not my favorite pavilion. There's not enough to do.
Yeah.
No, there's
That's
not.
fair. I always think about how cool it would have been if they had actually built the gondola ride in the Italy Pavilion.
I know.
And that would have just been so awesome if they had it. What a cool thing.
Yeah.
So I think for me, I would fast pass the Japan Pavilion. I absolutely love that pavilion. I love the counter service restaurant that's in that pavilion and how you have to sneak through the gardens in order to get it and past all the koi fish in the ponds and all of the greenery that's in there. It's a beautiful, restful spot to get a quick bite, and they have a really nice selection of sushi and udon noodles and plum wine and a bunch of other things. It's like a little hidden away area in that Japan Pavilion that I really, really love. And the store, I love getting lost in the store. You're totally right. It's huge, and it's just really cool to get wrapped up in the atmosphere and all of the different things that they have. I remember at one point that I don't think the Japan Pavilion does it anymore, but didn't they used to have a whole knife section with Japanese knives, like cookware and knives and stuff, and that was always a fun thing for us too because my husband really enjoys cooking, so we always would go into the Japan Pavilion and pick something out that we could have shipped home for him to use. And we still have a number of those knives that we still use on a regular basis. So
Nice.
a lot of cool memories and little tucked away things in Japan. So I would fast pass that. I would probably stand by the Italy Pavilion. And I know that it's probably an unpopular opinion, but I love the wine cellar in Italy. It's Tutto Gusto, I think is what it's called. And I feel like I just lost my Disney card because I didn't know what it was called. But we did, for my dad's birthday one year, they have a really cool thing where you could stay in World Showcase after illuminations for up to 2 hours. And they did a restaurant package where we got to go to the wine cellar and we had wine and small plates and desserts, and when we left, the place was just abandoned, and it was fantastic. And the wine cellar was one of the best that we've had since we went on our honeymoon in Italy. At that point, the wine was fantastic and the food was great. So again, I just a little nook and cranny kind of a place that's a fun hideaway to go to. And as much as I love the Germany pavilion, especially for all of the caramel. The caramel cord is always a must before illuminations. If given those three, I would probably pass on Germany, at least in this moment.
Okay. Scott.
I'm going to Fastpass Germany. That's my heritage. I love Biergarten. I love the Schafferhofer beer. I can't have caramel corn, but I absolutely love caramel, so I can definitely get caramel apples or something caramel in there. I will stand by Japan just because I love walking through their gift shop and seeing all the different kind of tchotchkes and crazy things that they have. And I've really never done much of anything new. I've never eaten there. I really don't care to walk around a perfume shop in there, so I will pass on Italy.
The Norway perfume shop is far superior to the Italian.
Well, of course.
That is true.
I've never been in the Italian one.
No. All right, well, before we go, since this is the first time for both of you, we do have to do the Tiki Lightning Round. And we'll do it a little bit differently since it's two of you that are first-timers. We'll just do one question and each of you answer it before we go to the next question. So, Justine, we'll start with you. Your favorite character?
I just got to meet Carl from Up.
Oh, really?
Last week.
Oh,
and
cool.
He has his own scooter with his adventure book in the basket. And I break the Squirrel's bumper sticker on the back. And it was the best meet and greet experience of all time.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I would go Sorcerer Mickey. He's classic.
Yep.
Fantasia.
Mine as well. Favorite snack?
Do margaritas count as a snack? Is the Master Margarita is one of my favorite things to get. Like one of the first things we have to do when we get there.
Citrus
It has
swirl.
blueberries in it. It's a snack.
That's right. And it's also a table service restaurant, in case anyone's wondering.
Stop.
Favorite movie?
Lady and the Tramp.
I'm going to go Mary Poppins.
Favorite attraction?
The Jungle Cruise. It's a classic. I love it.
Splash Mountain.
And last but not least, your favorite theme park memory?
I got engaged at the Magic Kingdom at 3 a.m. when they used to do those crazy magic hours.
Awesome.
That's my favorite. Right in front of the castle, all by ourselves.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Mine is probably getting character pictures for the first time with my daughter. She met Ariel, and the look on her face was absolutely priceless. I was terrified that she was going to be terrified, and she wasn't. She absolutely loved it, and she ran up to Ariel and gave her this big hug, and I was like instant tears. It was fantastic.
That's a great feeling when you can see how happy your kids are.
Yeah.
So thank you, ladies, for coming out to the show. Why don't you tell everybody out there where they could find you on your social medias if you want to share that?
Sure. I am at Justine Gar. It's JustineGar on Twitter and on Instagram. And Dan also takes really, really nice pictures with his really nice camera. And you can find his pictures on Flickr at NJTree.
And I am L Stand on a Jet Ski on Twitter and Instagram, although I'm much more active on Twitter. And that the Twitter handle is actually how, when I first met my husband, that was how he told me I should pronounce his last name was, just think of it like stand on a jet ski. So that's where it came from.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It was fun.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, so that's going to do it for this week. But first, we want to thank our sponsors, Kingdom Strollers. Get your premium stroller and crib rental at kingdomstrollers.com. Let the vacation experts at mousepros.com help plan your next perfect Disney vacation. Don't forget to check out our store at redbubble.com/Tiki Talk Podcast. And you can connect with us on social media. Find us on Facebook at Enchanted Tiki Talk, Instagram and Twitter at Tiki Talk Podcast. And you can also leave us a message on the Tiki Talk hotline, which is 256-4MY-TIKI, 256-469-8454. And if you enjoy the show, please take the time to rate us on iTunes.
And you can find me on Twitter at 1 Minute Disney Dream. That's 1MIN Disney Dream, mouseworldvacations.com.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dole Whip Daily.
I'm on Instagram and Twitter at mholly579. With all that being said, go ahead and take it away, bud.
Thanks for listening this week. For Sean and Keith and Matt, I'm Alan. And this has been Enchanted Tiki Talk. Aloha.
I have here's one more that
a bonus one.
A bonus that's outside the realm here. Uh-oh, where did it go? It left me. Okay, here we go. Casey's Corner, the Plaza Ice Cream Parlor, or the Main Street Bakery.
Oh. Go ahead, Justine.
Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna say the bakery. That's the bakery. I guess it's Starbucks now.
Correct.
But even back in the day when it used to have the cinnamon roll. But I like to start my day off with the iced coffee there. And then I'll stand by Casey's. There's just something about those corn dog nuggets at night overlooking the castle with cheese, plastic cheese sauce. And then I'll just pass the ice cream. It's not the best ice cream on property. I'd much rather get my ice cream in France in Epcot or at Ample Hills.
But it sure smells good, though.
I would say just stand in the doorway. You don't have to go in there. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would totally fast pass Casey's Corner for those corn dog nuggets and the plastic cheese. It's an indulgence every time, but I could care less because that's how you know you're in the Magic Kingdom is when you are walking around with corn dog nuggets and plastic cheese. So fast pass that, and I would stand by for the bakery that's now Starbucks, and I would also pass by and take a whiff of the ice cream shop on my way passing it.
The beauty of a Walt Disney World trip is that there's no calories when you eat food down there. It's amazing. I don't know what they do, but there's no calories in the food.
That's right.
Yep.
All right, I'm going fast pass on the ice cream. I will stand by reluctantly Starbucks. I'm sure I can find something in there. And I'm not a hot dog fan, let alone a $9 hot dog fan. If I'm that desperate for one, I'll go home and cook one or 10 for the same price.
You are not an American.
Yeah, but money doesn't count on vacation either. It's
true.
That's true.
Well, I can't technically consider it a vacation when I go there, though.
That's true.
I think Scott's a communist.
I've never eaten there, so I mean, I'm sure if I ate there, I would say otherwise. I'm just not big on that, so I can't say based on having never been there.
I still don't get how you've never been into Casey's. I mean, just go get a hot dog, or
Because
just
I'd
have a
rather
bun.
spend $9-10 on a turkey leg and get 10 times as much meat as a hot dog.
And when was the last time you had a turkey leg?
January.
Was it?
Probably.
Wow. Okay.
I've been to the parks a whopping 3 or 4 days this year. And I just know I went in January, was the first time I went this year. We went for a friend's birthday party, and by the time I got there, it was time for fireworks, and I got a turkey leg for dinner. And that was it.
Oh, okay.
What about you, Sean?
What would I do on that one?
Yeah.
That would be... Man, I didn't think about this one. I would definitely fast pass Casey's. The hot dog's expensive, but I do love the corn dog nuggets. They are really, really good.
Yeah.
I would definitely... I would probably stand by Starbucks.
Wow.
Because I love Starbucks iced tea drinks, the black tea lemonade. I love that. I drink that several times a week. And like Justine said, if I'm getting ice cream, one, I'm either going to go grab a citrus swirl or a Dole Whip, or I'd much rather go to France and grab something there. Because
That white chocolate coconut ice cream.
Yes.
Never had that.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to try it now. Yeah, that would be the ice cream place. I think I've only ever been there 3 times in all the trips I've made. So, and it's usually every single time that I've gone is at the end of the night, and it's probably one of the last things that I've had. So it's not like something that's really big on my priority list.
Do any of you happen to know at the Magic Kingdom Starbucks, do they have the specialty drinks like I know they do at this Starbucks in the Springs, where they have all of the different themed drinks based on what, different movies that are coming out or different characters kind of thing. Do they do that in the Magic Kingdom?
That
I've
I
never
do not
noticed it
know.
if they do.
I'm not sure.
I couldn't answer that.
Okay. Just curious.
Enchanted Tiki Talk has been brought to you by mousepros.com. Let us plan your perfect Disney vacation. And mickeymonthly.com, where you can get the park sent directly to you. And by kingdomstrollers.com for all your premium stroller and crib rental needs. Also by Trader Sam's Coffee. Why not brew some magic in your home? And finally, woodies.com. Sunglasses for a glare-free view of the magic. For all of us here, I'm David Benter. Thanks for listening to Enchanted Tiki Talk.